I come from a poor family, yeah, yeah. We ain't never had a lot, yeah, yeah, yeah. But the Lord been good to us, yeah, yeah. Now we riding on the top, yeah, yeah, yeah. I come from a poor family, yeah, yeah.
Well, good morning, guys. Welcome to the boat.
Good morning. Welcome to the boat.
Builder of All Things podcast. Richie, we got someone in the house today.
We have Pastor David
Hey,
Sampiano
good morning,
in
everybody.
the house today.
go.
We
Glad
are
to be
super excited to have you, a good friend, pastor, brother, business owner, partner with you guys. Have a family business. You guys operate
Yes, we
together.
do.
You are in the maintenance world as well. You are a property manager. You also are a gun specialist slash MMA trainer, fighter. You have so much stuff going on in your world. You're also a husband. You're a father.
Definitely.
Just a great human being. A good friend of mine. But super excited to have you on our
Thank you for having me.
podcast. Welcome to the boat,
Awesome.
the builder of all things, where we could talk about the deep things of God. So super
Yeah.
excited, man.
So
Awesome.
good.
It
I
did-
am too. Thank you for inviting me. It's an
We should
honor
get-
to be here.
We should get the cheers.
Well, let's head down to 3 streams. David,
it.
stoked that you're here this morning.
Oh, thank you.
You had a long drive this morning, or
Not that long.
Yeah?
Not that long.
traffic coming out here? Not too bad, huh?
Yeah, yes, definitely. Definitely.
All right. Let's get into our 3 streams, guys. First is our faith. So how does your faith give you strength?
That's a good one.
Very good one.
The scripture that comes to my mind that, immediately when we talk about strength is, and probably because it's all things new, I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me.
Definitely.
And that's huge. It's basically any moment in my life, that I get into, you need some kind of point. There's points where you feel weak or you need some kind of extra oomph. Let's just keep it at a simple level. When I'm tired from working and it's already getting 3, 4, 5 o'clock p.m. and I'm starting to feel that burnout feeling, I know I got to finish certain things and I know I got to get home and give my family my strength. There's that moment where you're like, do I need another cup of coffee? Do I need, trying to search for something to give you the extra oomph just to get through. And I know just at that lower level, for me, sometimes it's a little prayer or something to say, I need some kind of oomph to get me just past this little hump. And then you have the bigger situations in life that, you're going through something really big and you have to find some avenue of strength. You've gone through anything in your life that, Pastor David, that you've had to go to God for strength? And if you did, how did you, go to him for the resource of strength?
Wow. Well, for me, that's like a daily thing.
Come on.
The minute you wake up, it's like, Lord, give me strength today.
Yeah.
But the only thing that comes off of my mind right now is definitely because I'm going through some health issues. And I think that's always been my thing, I believe. It's like I've always been struggling with my health. So I'm actually down to the second cancer that I'm going through.
Wow.
And it's definitely my faith that keeps me going. The best way I could explain it is kind of like this. So I love watching fights. So like, for instance, I have to go to work, right? But I can't watch the UFC fight. So I'll record it, right? And when I finally get home, the first thing I do is, I know a lot of people will probably not agree with me with this one, but I would fast forward it, find out if my guy won or not, right? And if I find out it's my guy who won, I simply rewind it. I grab my drink, my chips, my snacks, and everything, and I sit there and enjoy the fight, right? My point to this is this. I know my guy already won. That gave me that confidence that I'm going to enjoy this show. It's the same thing with my life. I already know where I stand. I don't come from a place where I'm hoping I'm going to win. I already know I won. It's like I already know that my God is going to take care of everything for me. And that gives me strength. Because I know the end of the story.
That's so good.
It's kind of like having a better perspective of things. Like for me, I don't see the cancer as something that's going to take my life. I see it as something that's going to make my life more meaningful. Because now I'm looking at it in a perspective like, hey, you know what? Time is short. I got to be with my family.
Right.
I got to spend time with them. I end up taking care of the things I need to take care of right away and not kind of procrastinating and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's so good. That's it's like, the application of it's about understanding the victory When you understand the victory,
That's right.
that produces a sense of faith. So
And
you
strength.
understand your destination already.
Yeah.
So it's like almost seeing a live video of your future. So if you have whatever health situation you're in and you look into the future, you already know where you're at and you know it's a victory.
Yeah.
You can go through this differently.
And that's what
Yeah.
faith does, and it's something that you can't live a day without, if anything.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not. So it's like coffee. I can't live a day without.
Exactly.
There's
Sure. Yeah.
I wish I could see my end result so I know how much coffee I could have going through.
And David, what would you say about people that don't have that confident knowing, and there's a lot of people that don't know their future or
Yeah.
where their
Good.
victory's from, or even if they have
totally
victory,
agree.
right? What would you say to those
Yeah.
people?
The first thing I would say is, of course, I believe in this world that we live in. If you don't believe in anything, you'll fall for anything, right? So you gotta have some kind of something that you believe in, right? And the first thing I would do is like reach out to people that you know are doing well in life. Like, hey, what's so different about Richie, man? This guy is like, his business is doing well. His family is amazing. It's like, he must have something that I can gravitate from and like something I can learn from, right?
Yeah.
So for me, I'm always reaching out to people that I know are not just doing well in life, but also you could see that they're taking care of their family, they're living a happy life, a meaningful life. And like, what's something about that person? Get to know that person. I'm sure we all have friends that we can come to like, hey, you know what? This guy's a man of faith. Let me learn more about his faith. What is that faith about? Eventually, you're going to have to go through a place where you're like, hey, you know what? I need some of that. And the minute you step into that, like, hey, learn more about it.
Yeah.
Because faith is like so crucial.
It is.
It's so crucial. It's like, it's the foundation of my life, to be honest with you. Without faith, I don't think I'd be around.
Right.
I would have given up. I would have quit a long time ago if it wasn't for my faith. So,
That's so good.
Yeah.
So somebody who's maybe going through something right now with health in particular,
Exactly.
there's a lot of people, even on a small scale, health can be scary when it's not working, right? It's like
Yeah.
a lot of my life I'm a builder. I fix things, I repair things, I do all these things, and all of a sudden something's wrong with my health. It's like you almost need this expert to kind of help you because it's inside, right? It's like you can't see these things. So there's a lot of scary components when it comes to health. Anything you would say to encourage somebody who's going through some kind of health situation or
I know we're trying to focus on like business and stuff like that, but of course, our health is our business.
Yeah.
Right?
come on.
Yeah.
The Bible always talks about our
Let's
health
get it.
being our wealth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, I would definitely say, talk to people that have experience, people that have been through stuff, Experience is the best teacher,
That's it.
right? So come to someone, hey, you know what? How did you overcome those things? To be honest with you, I believe we go through these things because God sends people in our way that's going through them.
Yeah.
I have a friend that's kind of going through some stuff right now. He's from Texas. He's coming in like the next month because he wanted to talk to me about his health. He's going through some testings in his life. It's the same thing as like find people that like you said, are going through it and just lean in. Like really like, hey, you know what? How did you survive? What did you do? What steps did you take? But I'm going to be honest with you. It all leads to the same path. It's God.
Come on.
God is the giver of faith.
Yep.
If your faith is on things, if your faith is on the world, it's going to fail. Your faith has to be on God and God alone.
And that's a proven fact. I mean, when you have faith on the world shifts so constantly. Things are always, it's like in construction, we're having faith in a bid that we give and an estimate, and we have a proposal, and then we start construction, and all of a sudden the world changes the wood prices.
Right?
We
didn't see the pandemic coming.
No, we
It
didn't.
changed the whole thing.
It
whole
changed the whole
perspective of everything,
game.
right?
Yeah, so that's very good important. I like what you said too about our health is our business.
Yeah.
I think it's very important for even business owners and across the board workers. I always tell my guys like oh, can I want to work on a side job on a weekend. I said it's great, but your health. You can't. It's good to go hard Monday through Friday, maybe a little bit Saturday, but if you keep working, you can really do something to your health. So health is part of the game.
Yeah, definitely. Longevity.
Longevity.
Think about it, right?
Yep.
How are you going to make your dream come true if your health is not in the place where it's supposed to be?
Yeah.
So for me, my strength comes from Jesus. From you, it's your faith in Jesus.
That's right.
My number 2 is my shoes. For real, we're walking so much in this world.
Yeah.
You know, you either better have a good chair or a good pair of shoes.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
I agree. For me, it's sleep.
Come on.
Sleep.
Man, when I get a good 8-hour sleep, oh man, I'll wake up with a smile. I'm like, Lord, I'm ready for my day.
Sleep is so good, and Jesus sleeps. We talked about that in the other.
The rest,
the rest. He actually had a pillow, so he didn't just rest on a boat. He had a boat with a pillow, so he likes to rest in fashion.
It was a memory foam pillow. It was the best, man.
Growing up, sleep was kind of like, when you're a kid, sleep is good. I mean, it's you don't really realize the type of sleep you get because your body's just, it handles it. But as I got older, I'm like, man, you can distinguish good sleep from bad sleep.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm like, you need to find
it actually affects the rest of your day too.
It does, yeah.
It does.
Totally
it
agree.
can.
Totally
yeah,
agree.
it definitely can. With a lot of components.
So sleep is good.
Sleep is good.
All right, let's head into our second stream, guys, which is going to be our business. And our business question for today is: how do you keep up with the demand of business and not getting burnt out?
Yeah, this goes to sleep.
Yeah.
That's a nice transition.
What a good transition.
Yeah, no, but I know, me and Pastor David, we served together in youth ministry. We've served together on missions, and also in business entities. So we both know, especially, with the heart we have, you want to go over and beyond on everything you do. It's like you really care. I think the care, it's like you got to balance care with health, with sleep, with love. And that care can be, it can be an enemy sometimes because you care so much that you want to go the extra effort and effort and effort.
Yep.
That sometimes, when you do 8, 10, 12-hour days working or in ministry or all these things, and we've sat down and had discussions, is like, you almost can lose the love for something, when you get so engaged into it. So, I think it's a good kind of thing to talk about. Some people, I'm sure there's a lot of people in business, this is a business question, that can feel like, man, I got into doing, this business, whether it's selling coffee or construction or makeup or, whatever a business that they got going on, they get to a point where the business part can start choking out the love part, right? And because you got to make it survivable. So sometimes you got to balance too, is this something I just love to do as a hobby or as a business? And if it is a business, how do you, get through those seasons of not getting burnt out and balancing life and things like that? You want to share anything about your experiences?
Definitely. First thing for me, I believe, is the number one thing I realize is you have to refuel yourself. Okay, so what am I talking about when I say fuel? Fuel is the things that you love, things that makes you happy, things that like gives you that extra boost in life. Like for me, I'm passionate about martial arts. I'm passionate about, all these things. So I didn't know these things. Once you take these away, it's almost like you're guaranteed to burn out.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Like when I was in full-time ministry, I loved it, but I stopped working out. I stopped hitting the bags. I stopped training.
Yeah.
Next thing you know, I was gaining weight. I was always tired.
Yeah.
I was always like, man, I was just talking to Richie earlier that I felt like I was giving leftovers to my family. My leftover time, like on my fumes, it's no longer, I was no longer refueled.
Yeah.
The thing is, you won't even find out that you're burnt out until you're already burnt out.
Yeah, it is exactly
Right?
what happens.
Yeah. So the thing is, like, once you start feeling like, oh man, I'm beginning to kind of get tired, I'm beginning to burn out. Man, do the things that you love, whether it's running, whether it's reading, whether it's like spending time sitting with Jesus, all that stuff. You gotta refuel yourself. I believe that is super important that you refuel yourself. And when I do that, I find myself more happy. I find myself like, hey, you know what? I wasn't focusing on work so much. I was taking care of what I need to take care of.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. And I've been trying to apply something I've learned lately, which is the 20-80 rule. Have you guys ever heard of that? 20-80 is 20% effort, 80% production. So when I first heard it, I didn't really understand it, but I really started like looking into it and like, what is that? And so basically it can really apply to people that wear too many hats in a business. Maybe you're the owner, the finance department, you're the customer service department, you're the sales department, especially in a small business when you only have 3 people, 4 people, and you're not ready to hire the next asset. So you're in a position where you're wearing multiple hats to get the thing going, and you're doing a lot in business, and you're starting to feel this burnout feeling. So what I learned with the 20%, the 80%, let's look at a week, 5 days in a week. And you're looking now, if you're working 12-hour days all that week, that's a lot. That's over the 100%. Your production level is only going to be 10%, 20%, because you're spread out too much. So you're going to be doing only 10% production in 6 different hats. But if you're able to laser focus 20%, at least 2 days on one of those hats, you'll have 80% production.
That's good.
It's a total different animal. But as soon as you start, it's kind of like a graph. As soon as you start spreading, your 20% becomes more 30, 40, 50%, your production starts going like this.
That's good.
So kind of comes down to finding that balance on when to hire your next asset in business.
I agree.
Also in ministry, there's so many different areas when we're in the church and involved that we're wearing so many different hats. If we had one person take away, we'd have more production.
For sure.
And less effort. So it sounds easy, but it really is. Imagine if you spent 2 full days just doing estimates, nothing else, nobody else bothering you. You'll have an amazing percentage of production to putting all your estimates together, and they'll be quality estimates. Versus if you're taking 2 days and trying to do all these estimates, and you're building something, and you're answering your phone, and you're trying to clean the shop, and you're only going to have not a quality estimate. So finding that balance for me, not to get burnt out, is make sure I'm focusing on the things I know I can do that nobody else can, not to try to do things that other people can do. Especially as business owners, you should be in a position as owners to recognize there are things that you have to do and can do that nobody else can.
For sure.
You are the main person, whether it's sales or it's you are the installer or whatever you're the best at that nobody else can do. That needs to be your position. And finding, like we said in the other podcast, employees, or finding the next person, they're assets, not liabilities. A lot of people get scared to hire the next person because they become liabilities in their head. Like, that's another bill, right? That's another cost. But really, they're assets, because the more you can free up that people can do, the more production you actually get, which means more business. And I just was talking to Pastor David in your business. You guys just hired. And what did it do?
It set me free. Now I don't have to be there all the time.
Now you don't have to
I
be
get
there.
to refuel myself on a daily basis.
Right?
So there's no burnout.
So there's no burnout. And that's, I think, the scary part for business owners, where we can encourage business owners, is don't be scared to hire one step at a time, because it's actually going to get you more business. It's more production, because you think hiring somebody based on your production right now. So you're like, we can't afford that now. Well, of course you can't. You didn't hire them yet.
Right.
When you hire them, then you'll afford them, because there's going to be more production, more business. So that's the 20-80 rule, is you can actually keep hiring if the positions are there. You don't hire if there's not a position there. But if there's a position there, hire, you'll get more production out of those. So that's, I think, the key for me and business owners that I would like to give is the 20-80 rule, is just, knowing those type of, when to hire and spread your load so you can minimize your efforts in different hats and different positions in life and things like that. So.
So
it's good.
Assets, guys. You gotta look at them that way.
If you want to grow your business, I think it's good to hire. I think it's good to hire. And I was excited to hear that their coffee shop, because you guys have a coffee shop in Leha Street.
Conversations.
Called Conversations. We also featured them on our Coffee and Carpentry show, so you guys can go check that out.
And that was the first time I met Pastor David and your wife Robin. Super cool shop in Kalihi.
So they're growing. They're doing amazing. They just started hiring a couple people, and I like to sneak out there and surprise them every now and then. And
there you go. Come visit.
Coffee.
What's cool about it is that you guys have like a small parking lot too. Sometimes like in coffee shops in like town area, it's hard to find parking spots. So I was stoked when I seen like the right turn into the parking.
It's good to have parking in that area.
Yeah. All right, awesome. So we're gonna head into our third stream, construction. If you could remodel one space in your home, which would it be and why?
This was my question for Pastor David. I just was interested on, I like to get feedback of people, in their homes, if they had the choice and the funds and there's one space. So it's not a money related question. It's more of if you had the freedom for one room in your house to be remodeled, and what room would that be and why?
Okay. I thought about this last night, I was like, okay, I came up with two actually.
Let's hear it.
So I've always been about people. I'm a people person. And when you go into the house, where's the place in your house that people normally congregate? It's either the kitchen because there's food, right? Or the living room where everybody hangs out and talks story, talk about life. And to me, those are the places in my home that I want to invest in, because these are the places where people will be there. This is the places where you'll hear people's stories. Yeah. See their heart, find out where they're at in their life, and places where you probably end up praying for people. Maybe a place where you can actually share your faith, right? A place where you can actually start maybe a business, right? Yeah. So these are the places. If I was going to pick one, I'd probably say kitchen, because a lot of things happen in the kitchen, not just with your guest, but also with your wife, with your kids.
Deep conversations.
Exactly.
Hangout time.
Yeah. Yep. That's where we find ourselves every night, like 10, 11 o'clock at night. We're like, hey, let's go get some ice creams or some snacks, right? Yeah. We go there, cut some fruits, and we're talking about life, just encouraging each other. Hey, how am I doing as a father? Am I still doing good? How am I doing as a husband? Am I still fulfilling your desires? Am I still, feeding you, like all that stuff, like with things that I need to be doing? What can I do better as a dad? What can I do better as a husband, as a business owner? All those things, it happens in the kitchen.
It does.
Right? And great food come out of the kitchen too.
Man, my kitchen always smells good because Tiffany be in there chopping it up.
Exactly.
She's on chef mode.
Yeah. So definitely the kitchen. I would go with the kitchen.
That's a good one. I think the kitchen is the heart of a home for sure. It's like the meeting place.
It's like the heartbeat.
It is the heartbeat.
Of the home, right?
Yeah, the kitchen.
That's where it all starts. You make up in the morning, it's breakfast.
Come on.
Yeah, in the middle of the day, you make lunch. Right? So.
Yeah. For me, I think it would be the bathroom. Because that's like my sanctuary. It's the one place I can get away from everyone. Not that I'm not a people person. I love people. But then there's like, where in my house can I get away, and close the door? And usually, so I have this weird, like, thought in my head that I get cleansed every night when I shower, but it's my time. I mean, it's a physical time where we get clean, but also spiritually, it's my time I pray. I spend some time with God. I'm alone. And then, so I say renovate my bathroom because I wish I had like a huge shower. It would be my sanctuary, but I'm a big guy. I'm 6'3", and I hit the glass door, I hit the walls. The shower heads in Hawaii are not high enough.
I remember we were in the mission field in the Philippines. He broke one of the sinks.
He did.
He leaned on the sink, and the sink just collapsed. So I had to call and ask him to move them to another room.
Oh, man. True story. I forgot all about that.
Oh, man. Every time he turned, he banged his elbow. Boom, the door. Boom, the wall.
Especially in a PI. I mean, everything's smaller. Yeah.
It was just so cool because I walk in the room. He goes, Pastor Dave. I'm like, what? Something happened in the bathroom. I walk in, dude. I see pieces of the ceramic all over the floor, and half of the sink is gone. I'm like, what'd you do? Dude, I swear, I just put my hand on there.
I was set up, right? That's funny. I used to, when I was young, I had this like joke with my brothers, the handheld that comes out of the side of the sink. So we would put a rubber band around it. And so when you turn on the sink, the water would just shoot at you, right? So it was like one of the, like me and my brothers just always have these little like things we did. So I would set this prank up for my brother, and I set it up and I'm in the kitchen waiting. I forgot about it. And then my dad comes in and my dad turns it on. And my dad's soaking, but I couldn't help but laugh. I got in so much trouble. I couldn't help but laugh because he couldn't figure out what was going on. Yeah. Like, where's the water coming from? He's just like, oh, getting wet.
He's probably thinking, I gotta fix this.
Right? Yeah, I gotta fix this. So it was another time we had a prank where it kind of reminded me of the sink story, but we had a coffee mug I broke. So I put it back together, the glass and everything in the handle. So the next person, because I was so scared to get in trouble, that would take it. So my dad's the one that comes in and grabs it, and it just falls apart.
Oh, man.
And I go, look, what did you do? The young, but then I had to tell him about it. But that was not the case here. I did not put the sink was, sink. Yeah, I'm a big guy, man. 6'3". I need a big bathroom, please. But yeah, that's the thing too about the burnout kind of thing is, you work all day, and I'm in construction business. But when I go home, man, I don't want to build a bathroom. I want a bathroom, that's a big size, but there are restrictions, and then there's the energy levels and things like that. But that would be my dream space. Would be
bathroom is definitely one of I've heard somewhere where great ideas and things come out from the shower when you're just like early morning, get in the shower, and I forget where I read it, but there's people that successful people that mention that they get great ideas in the shower when they're all alone. They're just starting the day, just hot shower, and that's where you're just time to relax and think. Everything's
Definitely.
just
I would love my shower to be like a hip spa. I'd have like some neon lights and some music, some steam,
sauna enabled steam,
steam room, like some jacuzzi inside.
My bathroom would be on point. But we definitely appreciate you, Pastor David, coming to the boat.
Thank you for having me.
Spending some time on the podcast, and I feel encouraged. I think learning about how you look at strength is like getting ready for a fight. You said you record the fight and kind of knowing your future. So if anybody's out there, going through something, make sure you record the fight. Meaning learn about your truths. Learn about the truth.
Yeah, know that you already won.
Yeah, know that you already won.
If you look at life that way, I promise, you'll keep winning.
Come on, that's good. Yeah. You'll keep winning.
For sure, you'll keep winning.
So
that's great perspectives, and like we talked about it, perspectives is a huge thing, right? Kind of sets you,
especially in business.
Yep, especially in business. Yeah. Well, we appreciate it. Thank you, and welcome to the boat.
Welcome to the boat, Pastor David. Thanks for coming on this morning,
no problem.
And
it's my honor.
Definitely have you again at some time.
Oh yeah, I'd come back anytime.
Yeah, the boat.
Let's go.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining on this Wednesday, 7:30 a.m.
Yep.
And we hope you guys have a good Wednesday. See you guys.
Aloha.
Take care.
I come from a poor family.